Okay, I'm going to explain how to do page 45, number 8F, just as an additional example because we ran out of time in class. When you see this question, your first instinct is going to be to try and factor the numerator so that you can cancel the x that is in the denominator. However, we have that 1/3 as an exponent that is causing us a problem. We don't have a way of factoring that. So we are going to introduce a new term, and we're going to call it u. And in the note, we talked about letting u represent the problem term. So in this case, it's a little bit more complicated than the example we did in class, where you have x plus 8 to the power of 1/3. That whole thing is our term for u. So we will then come back over to our equation and replace x plus 8 to the power of 1/3 with u. We have to take a second here to figure out what we're going to do with the x in the denominator, because we want to get rid of all of the x's. So we have an expression over here that represents u, and if we rearrange it, we can isolate for x. When we rearrange it, we move the exponent of 1/3 to the other side, and it becomes cubed. And we want to fully isolate x, so we will actually move the 8 over as well. We now have an expression that represents x. So back to our original equation, we will replace x with u cubed minus 8. And luckily, u cubed minus 8 is a difference of cubes, which we could write, if we wanted, as u cubed minus 2 cubed. Using a difference of cubes, we can factor that denominator. It ends up being u minus 2 and u squared plus 2u plus 2 squared, which is 4. At this point, we can now cancel the numerator and the u minus 2 in the denominator, and we are left with 1/u squared plus 2u plus 4. Common mistake here is to plug 0 in for u, but be careful. You first have to put x back into the equation. We want the limit as x approaches 0, not the limit as u approaches 0, and they are not the same thing. So the first thing we have to do is put x back into the equation, remembering that x and u are related based on this equation over here. So let's just So we're going to replace u with x plus 8 to the power of 1/3. And at this point, we can plug in x equals 0 in the denominator. We end up with 8 to the power of 2/3 plus 2 times 8 to the power of 1/3 plus 4. In the end, our limit as x approaches 0 is 1/12.